we'll have this discussion.
Discussion? What discussion?
This is a discussion combustion.
Coming to you from Denver, Colorado. This is Discussion Combustion Podcast with your hosts, Kevin Batstone and Arthur Raw.
JD is in the house, guys. I'm going to tell you this. Today's episode is brought to you by Loco Plus. That's right, guys. Your local content creation. We're excited to announce our showcase event. Tickets are on sale now. We're going to include that link in the show notes down below. Our guest tonight, JD, is going to be doing comedy on this event. It's going to be tremendous. Tremendous showcase lined up. We're full sending. You ready, Art?
I am so ready. I'm so ready. Let's go Loco Plus. March 11th. Be there or be square. Tickets are on sale. And JD is also going to be joining us in this bad boy on the stage. He's there with us.
Got him. Hello, everybody. Visual gags.
That was pretty good.
I want to have more of a silly goose time this time. I felt like I was real serious on the last one, so
yeah,
I want to be.
Well, thanks for bringing your silly goose.
You're welcome. We'll see how it goes.
We're gonna have some fun for sure, and like we said in the opener here, you're gonna be joining us at this live event here, Loco Plus. You're gonna do some comedy for the viewers and the attendees, if you will. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be great, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to do it. I do it a lot, so I'm just ready to get in there and get it done.
How long ago was when you came on last time? How long ago was that? Was that like?
I feel like that's a question you should know the answer to.
It was about a year.
Our show.
It was about a year ago.
I think it was in 2021, August of 2021, episode 116, maybe. Off the top of my head.
Okay,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
my favorite. Still to this day, one of my favorite promo clips in Discussion Combustion history was having you on when you were encouraging Art to get on the table to show off his calves.
Right, yeah.
That's epic.
We could do it today.
That's what I was saying earlier.
He's svelte, he's looking good.
He's a little more fit than the last time
you were talking about swimming.
Yes.
Not a great calf workout, but I'm sure they're good.
No, but walking, and then sometimes I do the stairs, not as much as I should, though.
And getting in your steps.
No, but you're in better shape now as well.
Dude.
You've been working out. Last time I saw you.
I can do 5 pull-ups.
No, you can
never
you
in my
do
life.
6.
Well, maybe like 5.5.
I was feeling your guns at the Mile High Life Sports.
Mile High Life Sports.
Mile High Life Sports. It's multiple things.
It's all one though.
And it was a holiday party, but you got some major guns underneath that.
Thank you. Yes, that's all I want.
Do you have to have a concealed carry to carry those things around?
Yes. And my hands are lethal weapons. So yeah, I'm a dangerous man.
You got to watch out. When Mr. J.D. Lopez comes around with that hat and he gives you that feather and that tip, you're in for a good time.
Yeah. Well, guys, never forget, no one wins in a fight. Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze was badass. Didn't he? He died of
cancer.
Was it cancer?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Patrick Swayze.
R.I.P.
He had nice hair.
Oh yeah.
Handsome lad.
Great hair. Great moves.
Favorite Patrick Swayze movie? Go.
Roadhouse, I guess. Yeah,
see, that was going to be my pick.
Yeah.
Roadhouse. All right, we're in agreement. Art, your thoughts?
I don't know movies.
What do you know movies?
It's like sports. It's like one of those things.
It isn't, though. You talk about movies all the time.
It's like one of those things where it's like I'm not really super into it all the time, and I'm not always going to remember it. Like, I don't remember celebrity names, really.
Outsiders.
I don't know Patrick Swayze movies.
You do, though.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
Who is Patrick Swayze?
He's a nice man, or was a nice man. I did great movies, and one of them was called Roadhouse.
Yeah, Roadhouse.
Roadhouse was good.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that one.
Great. You've seen Roadhouse.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that one.
He was a dancer, got into doing martial arts, became a movie star.
Okay.
He also had a song that was featured in the movie.
And he did like the Superman curl in some of the
I don't think so.
That hair was untamed. That's
he had it was a nice. I don't know if it was a mullet.
Top 5 hair right there.
His hair was epic.
Him, Mel Gibson, Kurt Russell, great hair. Stallone had some good hair.
Stallone has some good hair. I'll tell you, Theo Von has some really nice hair too.
Sure.
We had a chance to visit with him a little bit. I think he even got to give him a little brush of that mullet when we were taking a photo with him.
Your forearm touched his mullet?
Yours did.
Mine.
Yeah, you were very happy to put your arm around Theo.
Well, we had a bonding moment.
He's a solid lad.
We had a bonding moment.
But he has hair very similar to Patrick Swayze, I would say.
Sure, yeah. Everyone's going into that mullet look again, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's a good move?
I don't like it. I don't think it looks good, but also, you got to do what you want, in this life. So
see, that's a great answer.
I feel torn.
On the mullet?
Yeah, if someone asked me, should I do a mullet, I'd say no. But also, do what you want.
Some people can pull it off, I feel like. Like my hair type, I don't think would work, because I got like really fine, thin hair.
Right.
It just wouldn't. I think I'd look like a pervert.
I think you got a good hairline for it, though.
You think for a mullet?
Yeah. When I got my hair cut last, I was like Kurt Russell.
Oh, wow.
But, the hairline, she was like, the hairline's not there.
I can actually kind of picture you with a mullet, Kev.
No, I don't think look, I know I'm a little bit redneck, but I don't know if I could pull off the mullet. I don't.
Why?
I just, again, I think my hair type, it just wouldn't look right. I think it would look too smooth, too straight. It'd be like
you got to put product in there. You got to get some volumizer. Yeah, you got to get some texturizing stuff.
Well, if Susie's listening to this, she's going to disagree. My
I think
barber.
this came up actually last time we were on.
That's right. We talked about your hair. And one of my another favorite moment that we had with JD on the last time was, do you remember?
Yes, I do remember this.
Can I say it?
You can say it.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So when, Art was asking you on the last time you were on, he's like, well, when was the last time
you got a haircut?
Yeah. And you're like, oh, it was about a year and a half ago. And
I was like, so how long you been growing out your hair?
You're like, about a year and a half. That was a good moment.
That was on your show.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, that was on his show.
So,
I can't remember.
Can you pay attention, Kevin?
Sorry, guys. Please. I do a lot of talking.
I brought something for you. I know.
Oh, wow.
We established a gift exchange. Well, I mean, kind of bringing some stuff for each other during the podcast, and I listened to the 4-year anniversary episode.
Okay.
What a solid lad.
I think I got an idea what this is.
Yeah.
Do you?
It's a cake.
Right, yeah, but not just any cake.
Okay.
How did you know that?
Because he asked for the matches.
Right, yeah.
Oh, this guy.
We got a detective in here, everybody. Nothing gets past him. Right, got the sticky fingers now.
Look at this, huh?
Okay, yeah.
Even has the 4 on it.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got to get that.
Right. I did it right here. I got.
We got some paper towels for you. We got matches.
Thank you.
Man, what a nice gesture.
There you go. Happy podversary, everybody. Okay, make a wish.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna set off the fire alarms in here.
This is beautiful.
No, there's been
I'll just
worse
stick
things
this
that
in
happen
one of
here.
the numerous beer cans we got over here. No one's gonna start any fires.
That's a good call.
I love this, man. That's a really considerate, sweet gift. Kev, let's blow this out together at the same time.
Yeah, we got the.
Let's eat there, huh? Let's eat there, guys.
You want to do some cake eating?
Way to podcast for 4 years,
sweets?
kids.
So we're allowed to make a discussion combustion wish,
but
we can't say it out loud.
Well, but how are we gonna know what the wish is?
No, we can each make our own.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, who's gonna blow it?
We both blow it.
Yeah, blow at the same time.
Yes.
That sounds sexual.
We're gonna give it a double blow job.
It's a birthday thing.
That's true. It's 4 years. We can blow.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
On 3, 2, and.
There it is. Did you get that on the camera? Did you get one on the camera?
Yeah, I think I got it on there, guys.
I did, man.
Man,
that's super sweet of you,
well, now
bro.
I'm going to be eating this the rest of the episode, okay? I think we've all learned it.
Break out those discussion combustion plates.
No, I think we just go in fucking
just with our hands, huh? Let's all just.
I think we just.
Let's all just take a bite on each side here. Oh, a fork. You're a fork guy.
Okay.
Fork.
Okay. All right.
It's an ice cream cake. Actually, I wanted to make that point. It is an ice cream cake.
Shit.
That's where you're like.
That's
cake.
why you needed
like,
it to be a little bit chilled.
Yeah, we were talking about waiting to record, and I was like, well then, guys, I'm gonna need a fridge.
Oh wow.
Speed this up.
That's delicious.
Okay.
Classic ice cream cake. Okay, it's got chocolate on the bottom, and then it's got like this cookie crumble caramel thing in the middle, and then vanilla on top. That is the classic ice cream cake.
This has now turned into a food show.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, JD.
It. You're welcome.
What a great gesture.
Just figured we'd all have a blast,
Get a little sugar intake.
Oh yeah. We've earned it.
I think
That's
so,
what
man.
I just keep saying to myself.
We have. We've been working hard.
That's some good flavor.
And you've been working hard too,
flavor.
man. I mean, you're one of the most consistent podcasters in Denver.
Hands down.
You've been doing it since before Discussion Combustion.
Well before.
And multiple podcasts. How do you keep showing up?
I mean, I guess you gotta love it to a certain extent. You gotta like. I like having the conversations. I like meeting interesting people doing creative stuff. And that's what really keeps me coming back. I mean, the editing is
tedious.
grind of it. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you guys know that's not the funnest
man.
part of doing the pod, but
It isn't.
But the rest of it is worth it. And then it's nice when people also agree that they can have a good time listening to it. I just actually did my 300th episode recently.
Well, that's worth celebrating.
Thank you. Yeah, I almost got a 3 for that cake instead, but
That deserves a bite.
I was like, no, it's your pod, and you deserve it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep doing the podcast as long as I want to do it. When does something like this end? Is something I was thinking about, because shows have seasons, and the pod that I do has I could do it forever, just interviewing people and getting to know different people. I don't know. I guess it's just when I get bored or when it stops being fun.
Which hasn't happened.
No, not yet.
That's
So we'll
that's
see.
the great thing about it. I think I can relate to that too with what we do here. Like I love sitting down, especially when we have local creators and for the Discussion Combustion viewers and listeners that are tuning in. If you haven't listened to Left Hand Right Brain, Let's Get Drunk and Talk About Your Wedding, I would encourage you to go over to Mile High Life and check those out because they're great shows. They're well produced. They really are.
Well, that's another thing that keeps you going is someone like Mile High Life comes along and they're like, hey, we like what you do. I mean, and that's very affirming.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, you're just speaking into or putting them out into a void in a sense.
Yeah.
And if someone else appreciates it, that feels good too. So, and hopefully, someone gets something out of it. I guess it is for me. It is very narcissistic in that sense, but I do like that other people can relate. So that makes it not as narcissistic, I guess, but ultimately.
Yeah, well, and it gives
I love hearing my voice.
Well, you got a great voice, right? People have told me for years that I have this radio voice. I don't know. I don't hear it.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it, but he's like, come on. But there's just something that's rewarding and always just fulfilling each week when you have a guest on, having some fun, sitting down, talking. Like you said, as John X said on a show that we did a long time ago, he goes, "This is the best part."
While you're recording,
this is the best part.
And that's kind of what you just said too. It's like,
and any podcaster would agree with that.
Yeah, and it's like there's a lot of tedious stuff that happens behind the scenes that takes a lot of work, like the social media, promoting, editing, scheduling. There's a lot, and a lot of people on the outside looking in, it's like, oh, these guys are just having fun. That's a dream job. It's just this awesome gig.
Yeah, they just see the episode. They don't see just same with Left Hand Right Brain. They just see, oh, look, JD did another interview with somebody, but they don't see what went into the scheduling, with bringing folks into your home, with sitting down recording, with doing editing, with all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot that goes into it.
It's an iceberg.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you don't see everything under the water. That's a good analogy.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to get all the flavors on this bite. I got the vanilla, the cookie crunch, and also the chocolate.
We're going full sugar high here.
It's that stuff in the middle that you want. It's like that crumbly caramel bits. I mean, ice cream is nothing without bits. I mean, it makes it the best.
Bits and chunks.
What's your favorite ice
chunks.
cream? What's the go-to for ice cream?
I mean, cookies and cream.
Yes.
Cream. Do you have
Hard to beat.
I'm a cookies and cream guy too, man.
Are you like Ben and Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs?
I mean, I got to rep local. Little Man, I think, is the best.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Isn't that like the red and
I did
white?
work there for a little while, so I know how the ice cream's churned. You know what I'm saying? But
did you get in there and do some churning?
I did. Yeah. I mean, that's what broke me is because they do it all by hand.
Oh shit!
And
damn.
I mean, my shoulders were so sore every day
from just ripping on it.
You've got 3-gallon buckets, and you're in there. Your hand folding all the cookie dough, any of the bits in there.
Yeah.
Which they have plenty of bits, so it makes it so good.
So
you're in there doing it.
What's the the palate difference, the flavor difference from hand churning compared to using a?
Well, they have an ice cream machine that's churning, but when it comes out of the spout, you're folding all the goodies in, the bits, the swirls, things like that.
Why don't you do that with the machine though? Why don't?
You can't just put the cookie doughs in there because it's mixing and cooling the cream, and you would gunk up the machine. The machine isn't made for mixing in bits.
Okay.
It's just to keep the consistency.
These big industrial grade machines that they have. They have 4 or 5 of them, just in a circle, and everybody's churning and burning.
Churning and burning.
Yeah, they're ice cream, and you got to keep a quota. I mean, they know what's up.
Oh yeah.
So you got to deliver results. So we need this churned by now.
Oh yeah.
By now.
Yeah, I mean everything's done by hand there. I mean you bake the cookies that were in the ice cream sandwiches. You hand scooped all the pints that are for sale in their to-go things. It's a lot of work.
Sounds like a lot of work.
I know, yeah. When I said I worked at the ice cream shop, it was not as, I don't know.
I bet it smelled delicious in there, though.
Yes, I mean, sugar, come on.
I mean, it's a sweet
It's the
smell.
best. Yeah.
It's a
This is
sweet
a great
smell.
cake.
It's delicious.
Yes.
I don't remember the last time.
Come on, you're falling behind here.
I don't remember
Come
the
on,
last time
guy.
that I
We're
had
racing.
I don't
We're
know.
racing. This is my version of a chug here. Come on.
The ice cream cake.
Eat.
Ice cream cake. The last time I had one of these, it must have been somebody's birthday.
Had to have been.
Probably like 2 years ago or something. Something like that. And it's fantastic. I miss ice cream cakes.
They're good.
And, what a great choice. What a great celebration. And congratulations on 300 episodes.
Thank
Because
you.
That's epic.
that's no small feat, man. It really isn't. Like, and to hit 300, even if you're just doing one a week, that's like 6 years basically.
Yeah.
And you've been pretty consistent with that, like one a week.
Yeah. You know, I'll lag here and there. Because pandemic, I took a break. You know, just
We
pretty
did
burnt
too.
Out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I took a break a little bit longer than you guys. I mean, I was almost a year because
Oh,
I
wow.
hated Zooms. I didn't like them.
Yeah.
I still don't like them.
Yeah, it's hard to get the same rapport. I mean, you can't beat this right here.
You can't beat this right here. This is the best part.
Yeah, we're holding hands under this table, just so you guys know.
I'm playing footsies.
That's how
Can we
close
do
we-
that for real?
No.
I would go there with you. I would get frosting on my fingers for you.
Oh, well, that's very flattering.
That's quite a compliment there from Mr.
Yeah,
Arthur
yeah.
Raw.
Hey man, I wouldn't just tell anybody that. It's the hat. It's the
Oh,
hat,
well, yeah.
and also the gesture, the overall energy. You're a hardworking man, and I could just sense it.
Yeah. Well, you know, brought my silly goose feather, so, you know.
Silly goose. Silly goose.
Here, turn
Hardworking.
your head.
Am I doing the wrong
No,
one?
other way.
There we go.
There it is.
There
Thought
it
was
is.
on this
Yeah.
side, you know.
Yeah, for anyone
Yeah,
just
the guy
listening.
at the hat store was like, you should get something to put in there. Have you been to a haberdashery?
A haberdashery.
It's a hat store. Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
I bought a Stetson.
Oh, wow, okay.
It was a while ago, though.
Well, you know, they got a bunch of stuff there you can put in the hats, you know. Playing cards, porcupine quills.
And what do they call that? A hat accessory?
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
What's a haberdashery?
What's that term
Haberdashery, yeah.
that we were talking about when guys are like balding and they wear a hat? What's it called?
It's called
hat fishing.
Hat fishing.
So
Yes.
like, I mean, obviously we all have nice hair here, so this isn't an issue for us. But guys that always wear hats that are like bald underneath, but still have maybe the skullet, right?
Skullet.
Yeah, where they can't grow hair on the top but on the sides. Hat fishing is a term that we've heard. Is this a real thing?
Yes.
I don't want to shame anybody who might be, you know, thinning up top, you know, might have something to hide. Nothing to hide, but, you know. I mean, guys, I'm feeling it. You know, I just turned a year older this year, so.
Get out of
you know,
here.
It's, my hairline is receding, so I'm waiting to cash in and get that hair plug surgery that Steve Carell got. That's what I want to get.
Does Steve Carell get hair plug surgery?
Yeah, dude, did you see the first season of The Office versus the
Yeah.
second season of The Office?
Yeah, it's noticeable. Come on, Kevin. You've
He's got
seen
a
all
great
that like
head.
I love The
you've
Office.
seen all that like 4 or 8 times.
I do
Like,
love The
How have you
Office.
not noticed the difference?
I don't know, guys. I guess I'm not with it. Apparently, I'm not with it
Well,
on Steve
I mean-
Carell's hair situation.
Yeah, most people aren't looking at his hair, but
You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, season 1 is significantly different than season 2.
oh yeah,
It is.
Because he kind of had like that comb back on season 1, you know, with what he had left, and then you're right, season 2, everything started.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
now,
thinned down,
guys,
he
I
did
see it now.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
40-Year-Old
He was the star
Virgin.
Then
It's a pretty good movie.
That was a
Great
fun movie.
Yeah, fun movie.
Yeah, I think he blew his wad in like, what, 20 seconds at the end?
I'm not trying to do any sort of waxing, but I definitely agree with blowing a load within 20 seconds. Look, it's possible.
Been a while.
20 seconds.
Yeah, the stars need to be aligned. The tides, the moon needs to be pulling on everything. You know,
For you to last longer, or for
no for the 20-second nutter.
okay?
I mean, I don't know if I've ever nutted in 20 seconds. I guess we're going to go down this avenue like we talked about butt stuff on whatever show that was.
Yeah.
But it's possible. 20 seconds, so I still think I need a little more time. I do.
Well, that's good, you know, because I think you want to make sure your partner is satisfied.
See, that was my go-to.
I mean, I was so desperate as a youth that I was constantly worried about my partners. I mean, to the point that it was unpleasurable for them. You know, I was like,
What do you mean?
how much, or do you like this? Is this okay? Like, I was too needy
Oh,
about
asking-
making sure
you
they were
didn't
okay.
own- you didn't
It sounded
own it
bad
enough.
the way I said it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I was just too.
You beta bottom for him.
I mean, I wanted to make sure it was good. So
see, but that's a solid effort. Like your mind was in the right place.
yeah, I was like, I want to make sure they come back, but it was never. They never came back.
even after getting them off, after all that,
we've all
that
been there.
attention.
We've all
I'm
been there,
sure
man.
it was.
We have all been
There was a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Then, you know?
Look. When you're a warrior, you fought in many battles.
Warrior.
Yeah. When you're a warrior, you fought in many battles. Okay.
You talking about sex still?
Yes.
Okay.
And,
Just to be clear.
and throughout the experiences of battle, you've kind of learned, like, you know, where you excel on the battlefield.
Well, I mean,
Love is the battlefield, huh?
the battlefield of doing sex has been quite a war zone for many years. Because I think back to when I was a younger guy. I mean, let me think here. I think I was 14 when I lost my virginity.
God damn.
I know.
No
And
wonder you are the way you are.
I know, doesn't it? It kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
You're very confident, laid back. You don't have anything to prove. You just look at the way you're sitting. Get the camera on him.
See,
He's
JD,
laid back. Look at his arms. His arms are so wide and spread out. He loves NASCAR. He just knows what he loves. And,
this is the promo clip.
this is what happens when you lose your virginity at 14. Look at the confidence.
You become a fucking redneck. Yeah, I guess
I mean,
so.
you say wet redneck, but I don't.
You don't think I'm
really
redneck?
see- I mean,
A little bit.
I do like your boots, but I mean, I don't think boots do not make a redneck.
That's a good point. That's a good point. See, guys, JD is hitting on something here, guys. He's right. I think you just put it into a different frame. You know, maybe doing sex too early made me just a bit of a mess.
You think it was too early? No one said too early.
Yeah, no one said
Don't
that.
you think
You said
14's a
too
little
early.
early?
So,
I mean, yeah, it's kind of.
I gotta be honest,
when
guys.
did you lose your V card, JD?
18 years old on my 18th birthday
Okay.
with my girlfriend. Yeah.
On your 18th birthday?
Yep.
That's
It
pretty
was
epic.
romantic, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah, you never forget the first time. I mean, I remember the first time I did it. I didn't even know how to put a condom on. I think I put it on backwards.
I don't even think I wore a condom my first time.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
And then I took it off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this thing sucks.
That's
Again,
normally
I was
what
so worried
happens.
about her. I didn't even come that time. I didn't come till the second time I
See,
had sex.
that's like a pro move. You were already pro status level on your first go.
Well, see, and that's a good move too, because it's like, okay, you're not just in it to get you, right? You're not, I'm like, oh, I got mine, fuck you, right? You put her needs first. I think that carries a lot of weight in the sex world.
It does, because that's erotic. All right, when you are filled with lust and you're just about your own self-pleasure, that's lust, and that's not healthy. But if you are there to provide pleasure like you want to provide pleasure, then that's erotica. And erotica is actually a very healthy thing, and it's powerful. Embrace your erotica.
I just treat a woman like she's an ice cream cake, and I'll just never stop eating. You know what I'm saying? Just very gentle, layer by layer.
Reciprocate.
Yeah, just getting all the crumbs. I mean, I want to get my tongue on this thing, you know, guys, but out of respect for you.
I'm having so much fun eating this cake.
I mean, I don't know what it looks like on camera.
Yeah, I think it's
but,
going to be great.
This is top shelf
It's
mustard.
very ASMR-y on the mic.
Oh, yeah, we got-
here. I'm sorry if you guys are hating this.
No, I got the
Or
feedback in
maybe
my
you
right ear.
ladies are tingling.
Yeah, no,
Or
we're
dudes, whatever.
you know,
Yeah, whatever you're into.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. This is good right now.
This has been a good discussion combustion so far. This is
What I'm
it's a
curious
little
is
when
how old was the lady you had sex with? How
That-
old
when I
was
was
she?
14?
Yeah.
Also 14.
Okay.
Okay, so that's fair. That's fair.
Is it though?
Why not?
Well, what would make it unfair if it was like an
If
older?
She was 28.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
That would be a problem. But no, she was a month older than me. I don't know. She probably still watches this show. I don't know. We talked about it with Brant Tolber last time, but hope you're doing well.
Maybe he's ready for round two. You know,
Whoa.
let's see how
Well,
he's grown.
She's married with kids now, and,
Oh, well.
and God bless you. I hope
Yeah,
you're
God
living a
bless.
good life. But
Easy,
the fact
easy.
remains,
Ain't trying to
guys,
ruin any homes.
No,
Because
no,
he
absolutely.
would. All right? Don't
Oh,
even
my
think
gosh.
about it. You know, she's contemplating leaving her husband. You know, don't do it. Don't even give him another chance. Because it'll ruin your life, ma'am.
Yeah, so I guess on that note, you know, we were saying, you know, doing coming when it's more than 20 seconds or under 20 seconds.
So
Right.
I'm saying, like, to do it under 20 seconds. That's not.
I don't think it's. I mean, I'm not
that's
saying
not.
it's
That's
impossible.
that's not with anybody else. Okay.
That's doing masturbation.
Yeah, if I'm hitting the under 20-second, I'm primed, I'm robust, I'm ready, and it's necessary.
We got to make sure we click the 18 and up button on this episode.
Don't we always?
I think so.
Yeah, we should always. You never know where Discussion Combustion is going to take you. And this episode is brought to you by delicious ice cream cakes and great comedy by JD.
Yes. And today's episode is also brought to you by
Blue all over my mouth.
Bud Light.
Oh, you're good.
Speaking of blue, we got Bud Light, guys.
I blew myself.
He blew himself.
You guys know that one?
You must be missing a rib.
It's,
You did what?
I blew myself.
You did?
Yeah. It's an old Arrested Development joke. David Cross got there first,
And Jason Bateman, right? Wasn't he in that show?
Yeah. But David Cross was the one who blew himself.
I never watched that.
You didn't?
I saw a couple
So
episodes.
funny.
I do love Jason Bateman, though.
Yeah, Jason Bateman's great.
He's pretty good, man.
Will Arnett.
Yeah. Did you watch Ozark?
No.
You don't watch any of it?
No.
Why is that?
Is that too serious?
It was like I had already been burnt out on Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that was so high anxiety for me. I was wrung out. All my adrenaline was gone. I didn't want to go through that again.
That's pretty fair. I mean, I feel like most people I talk to either have that opinion to that extent, like, no, I just can't do that type of show, or they loved it, which I got sucked into it. I mean, but as some people said, they just seemed repetitive. There was 4 seasons, but season 4 was like 2 parts, so it was essentially 5.
Right.
I thought it was a good show.
I mean, look, the show all depends on how it ends, right? It could be the best show. It could be one of the best shows that you watch. I mean, come on, look at
the journey, bro.
But Game of Thrones, it was so disappointing at the end, and it kind of
Sure,
like
but the years of build-up, the years of you watching and rewatching. I mean, I think that's worth something.
It's worth something, but look, it's like when you go in for your last bite of ice cream cake,
which we're nowhere near.
And
all do it all night long.
All of a sudden,
night
you didn't get
long.
any ice cream. You only got frosting.
I love frosting on him.
It's delicious, is what it is.
Oh
But
my gosh!
yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you're into with programs, right? Like, you know,
Go ahead and shoot that over to me.
Yeah,
The Sopranos
get that over there.
was one of my favorite
Why
series
not?
ever.
Huh?
I'm still getting down. Trust me.
I'll probably eat some more.
Yeah, no, that's delicious.
But yeah, The Sopranos, man, that was like one of the first shows that I really committed to and wanted to know what's next, what's going to happen next. And that's another show that was like had a controversial ending, in the sense of like people are like, well, what is this shit? You know, why did this end? I don't know if you saw it.
I did not. No spoilers.
Never watched Sopranos.
Didn't get around to it.
Are you going to?
I mean, I got to rewatch Cobra Kai again.
If you have HBO Max, it's on there.
I do.
I got rid of mine just because
I've been rewatching Righteous Gemstones, and I want to talk with a Southern accent all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think you could pull that off though.
Well, the hat, it helps.
You look like you're from Nashville, Tennessee right now.
Nashville?
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is an interesting. I'm going to go with Greensboro, South Carolina.
Interesting. I walked into a work party, like a Christmas party we had, and I was wearing my hat, and this guy goes, "You look like a singer-songwriter." Best compliment I've gotten.
I mean, I can kind of see that now, almost like Chris Stapleton vibes a little bit.
Singer-songwriter.
Yeah, you could be like a Stapleton, maybe.
Interesting.
That explains the Nashville.
Well, it's the hair. It's the facial hair.
Do you do singing?
All the hair? It's looking good.
Do you do any singing or songwriting?
I did back in the day. I mean, I had aspirations. After I got out of high school, actually, why the relationship ended with the girlfriend that I lost my virginity to. So I was like, I can't be tied down. I'm going to be in a band. You know, I got to go out and, you know, I'm going to be doing my thing, you know. We wrote like one song, and the guy went to jail and ended up testifying for him in court. And then I was like, I can't. We got to go our own ways, guy. All right. It's getting too much too soon.
Time to separate.
Yeah.
As the Journey song said, separate ways. Right?
Yeah, it was just like that music video.
That music video is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But it's a great breakup song.
Because they're air guitaring, air pianoing.
Everything. And just kind of the looks, like as it cuts, they're just very serious on the cuts.
Yeah, they're singing into the camera a lot.
I mean, Journey's epic, though.
Yeah, that one's good. It's probably my favorite.
Is it?
Journey song, yeah.
Is Separate Ways?
Yes.
I think that's probably better than, what's that one that's always on karaoke that everyone sings by Journey?
Don't stop.
Yeah,
believing.
the one that was in the Sopranos finale. I know I said no spoilers, but I guess I just fucked that up.
Okay, you guys mall cops, because you guys have hell of a segue. Okay.
Thank you. I love segues.
So one of the things on Happy Friday, folks, tune in tomorrow for Happy Friday, is John X always gives Art a lot of shit about his segues.
I know.
He doesn't give me a hard time about those. I don't know why that is.
It's because he can understand that I am the younger brother that he's never had, and I treat him like the older brother that I did have.
Yeah, John, take it easy.
Yeah.
We love you, John.
Take it easy on these guys, all right?
We love you, John. And he's going to be our special guest at the live event here that we talked about on March 11th. He's going to come up there and kind of open up the show with us before JD, gets up there and makes everyone laugh. It's going to be fun, man. I'm really looking forward to this event.
Yeah, I hope. Can I bring an ice cream cake? You think that'd be?
Oh, dude, you can bring whatever you want.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you could bring a rattlesnake if you wanted. I don't know why you would do that, but
I'm not gonna recommend the rattlesnake.
it's probably not the best idea. But I'm just saying you could do it.
Look, I mean, all of our long-term listeners know that I've bouldered a rattlesnake, and we've also, my father's chopped the head off with a flat shovel.
A spade shovel.
No, a spade is the pointed tip.
Oh, yeah, right. That wouldn't be flat, would it?
So rattlesnakes are deadly, and so are black widows. And so sometimes creatures need to die, unless if they're endangered.
Have you ever had any black widows in your garage?
No, don't have a garage. We have a shed in the backyard.
There's probably one in there, I bet.
I bet.
It's very likely.
It's chilling in there.
They're prevalent in Colorado.
Yeah, so are snakes, rattlesnakes. Maybe I'll bring it in a cooler. And then
you're
my
gonna pull
crowd work will be, I'm going to shake it at one of the people in the crowd.
Pull the rip wheeler?
Yeah.
Are you a Yellowstone fan?
Yeah, I mean, that's when I talk about...
Oh, great. Now here's the rest of the podcast. I'm just going to be chilling.
Please, continue.
I mean, I do enjoy it quite a bit. I mean, it's boomer porn for real. But
So good.
I mean, yes, I do enjoy it. Rip is a murderer, straight up. Biggest body count in the show.
He's in my top 3 man crushes.
Oh, wow.
Cole Hauser. Not so much from Too Fast, Too Furious, but the Rip Wheeler character.
I do remember that.
He was in Too Fast, Too Furious?
Yeah, he was.
Isn't that the Tokyo?
he was like
no,
the
that's
Miami...
not Tokyo Drift, though. That's not the one.
He was the Miami drug lord.
Exactly. He was the one that Ava Mendez was with, but she wasn't really into him. She was like, I'm kind of into Paul Walker, but this guy's like the guy, Too Fast, Too Furious was a good movie. It was better than Tokyo Drift.
Good. No, I like Tokyo Drift better.
Did you really?
I did.
So many people tell me that. Josh did the same thing.
Tokyo Drift just has that flavor.
But it's
just like when
Han is cool.
Han is cool.
Just like the flavors that we're experiencing here. You get a little bit of white. You get a little bit of cookie crunch. You get a little bit of the dark. It's like everything in there.
That totally seems like drifting.
Yeah, exactly. Because you have the dark tires.
Little Bow Wow.
You have the dark tires.
Bow Wow.
You have the white smoke.
Okay, wait.
And then you have the cookie crunch, which is the competition.
All right, I'm going to give him that.
Another Southern accent. Kid with a Southern accent moves to Tokyo.
Oh, look, Tokyo Drift, I don't think that movie sucked. I'm not going to go on record to say that, but I don't think it was the best in the series.
So you said one of your man crushes is a man who is strong and silent type, but also murders without remorse or questioning, and is not known for talking about his feelings, being open or about stuff with his partner. This is your man crush.
Yes. Rip Wheeler, 100%. I bought Ray-Bans. I don't know if they're in the studio here. Give me those shades real quick, Art.
So when you think of a partner, you think of someone who's gonna not tell you what he's doing at night.
Well, here's the deal, JD. Mystery breeds obsession, right? So that mysterious, and these are the Rip Wheeler shades, by the way, the exact ones that he wears on Yellowstone. So yeah, my man crush went to the next level on those. And his character in the show is great, right? Because here's what I love about Rip: his loyalty to Kevin Costner and the Dutton family.
Yeah, like a dog.
Like a dog. He's like, I will do anything for this ranch.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's where it started. And then just his relationship with Beth. Everyone loves Rip and Beth because it's like this drama.
I don't know why they love Beth. Beth is nuts.
Beth is fucking crazy.
Look, I don't know why, but I always end up crushing on crazy chicks. So
yes, you do.
Beth is totally up my alley.
I mean, she's a smoke show. Have you heard her out of character?
Yes.
Yeah, she's British.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is weird to see her, and she's in Sherlock Holmes, the second one, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one with Robert Downey Jr. doing a British accent.
I did not know
Which
that.
I think we
feel
need
like I've
more
watched a lot of
Americans doing British people because all the British people are
Do
coming here to do
Americans.
Americans.
And they do
That's
a
a
great
good
job.
point.
And they
That's a
do a
good
great
point.
job.
Well, look at is it Kate Winslet? Is that her name? She's Brit, right? That was in Titanic, Rose. Right from Titanic. Is that Kate Winslet? Did I get the name right?
Draw me like a French porcelain. No, wait, how's it go?
Did you see that deep fake, JD, of Arnold Schwarzenegger as Arnold Schwarzenegger's face on Kate Winslet's character?
Yeah.
I think it was Brian Monarch that did it.
Instant classic, wearing only this.
Wearing only this. I want you to draw me, Jack, like one of your French girls. It's so good.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking my Rip Wheeler shades off, guys.
I was kind of feeling that vibe. It makes me sad that they're going away.
All right, I'll put them back on because
I mean,
I'll
when I
continue to
went to
pursue
the
you.
hat store,
That's
they
right.
were like, "We've gone."
98%.
the fuck out of here. Please, we have a guest, Arthur.
I missed it, but
No, sorry. So,
You didn't miss much, JD.
yeah.
Please continue
Yeah.
because you're the guest.
You're good. You're the
Well,
star
I
of the show.
I
You're the
went to
star.
Greeley Hat Works, which is the place that provides all the hats for Yellowstone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They big brimmed me there, all right? I'm from Greeley, made a pilgrimage out there, saw my family, and then went over to the Greeley hat store, which, I mean, do you know how much a full beaver hat is?
$323.
I was gonna guess 400.
No.
We're way off.
Full beaver is what you want a hat because it's the best quality hat you can get.
How much?
All right. Almost $2,000
What?
for a full beaver hat. Hey, this
Really?
is like a 7X, so this is like, I don't know, not even 70% beaver. Because you want the full beaver because water resistance, it's going to last forever. You know, and people are doing work in these hats. They're not just fashionable hats. I mean, most people need them to be waterproof and, weatherproof because they're doing work in them. But yeah, and it's also a supply and demand issue. I mean, there's not a lot of, beaver trappers anymore,
Yeah.
So the price of beaver pelt, I think, went up a lot. And so that's how it is. I went into Greeley Hat Store. Anyway, Greeley Hat Works, got it. And I was like, I saw this blue, like neon blue, like camo full beaver hat, and I was like, are people buying this hat? Like, who's buying a full like camo full beaver hat?
Yeah.
And the lady was like, I sold one yesterday. And basically, she was like, you're not here to spend like $2,000 on a hat, then like they didn't want anything to do with me. They big brimmed me. All right, so I went to the cow lot.
Big brimmed you.
Yeah, I went to Cow Lot. That's where I got this hat. Shout out Cow Lot.
Cow lot. Check them out.
Work with me. All right, come on. I need some more hats. But what I was getting at is like I went in there and they were saying, oh yeah, since Yellowstone took off, the guy from Greeley Hat Works is a dick, and hat sales through the roof. Okay.
Wow.
And they're like, they're like, what character do you want it to look like? Can you tell?
You want to look like the guitar playing guy.
Yep, exactly. That's the one I
Ryan
went
Brigham
with.
is his real name.
Had a feeling.
The character name
Walker.
He's one of my favorites on there, honestly.
Yeah.
One of the best scenes is when Walker and Lloyd get into a fight.
That's your favorite scene?
It's one of my favorites.
Where they beat each
they
other
beat
up.
the shit out of each other.
Of course.
That's good old cowboy shit.
And
They're
Rip breaks his hand to teach him a lesson.
See, that's Rip.
And Rip hugs him and says, I love you. This is for your own good.
Yeah, he hugs him first.
And
He's
he
like, I'm sorry I have
breaks
to do
his
this.
hand.
And he fucking beats the
He
shit
didn't
out of
say
him.
I'm sorry. He basically said, fuck you for making me do this.
Oh, that's how he worded it. Because he didn't want to do it, but he had to do it. Because of the loyalty.
You're reading between the Rip lines.
That's, yeah.
And I'm
Maybe
taking him at his word, I guess.
Yeah.
It's almost like reading between the Rip tides, and it's tumultuous.
So anyway, my favorite is the sworn enemy of your favorite. So
That's fair enough.
you got buckarooed onto your peanut. I think about that all the time. He said that to Beth. That's probably my favorite.
Buckaroo on your peanut. Yeah, he's got some. There's a lot of good one-liners in that show. But here's what I've learned recently is that Kevin Costner is exiting the program.
Did you not know this?
No.
And
But
he-
I mean,
sad.
this
couldn't
is
do
what
it forever.
It sucks though, man, because it's like even though Rip and Cole Hauser are my favorite character of the program, Kevin Costner makes Yellowstone, right? John Dutton.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he's like the lead. Isn't he
he's
the
the
first
guy.
person on camera?
He's the guy. Yeah, he is the first person character. He kills the horse. No spoilers, but spoilers.
That's the first
in the
episode.
first
I mean,
episode.
Kills
Come
the
on.
horse. Yeah.
You know, if Kevin Costner exits the program, there's been rumors that Matthew McConaughey is going to come in, not to replace John Dutton, right? But it would be like the only way they can do this and pull it off properly is going to be to have to kill him off somehow in the storyline, right? And then Matthew McConaughey appears for some other reason, just like The Ranch had to do with Danny Masterson when he got Me Too'd, and then they had to write him off. I don't know if you watched The Ranch with Ashton Kutcher.
I heard about that. Yeah.
That was a good show. But it wasn't the same once Danny Masterson exited, and that's my fear is if Kevin Costner leaves this program, it's not going to be as good.
I mean, it's definitely going to change because he brought this whole dynamic and everything. So, I mean, with casting and the amount of budget that they have behind this production, I feel like the writers are going to do it justice. They understand there's a huge fan base behind it. And with all that, the way that they're going to introduce him, remove John Dutton, I feel like they can still
remove heart this guy.
They can still do a good job. They can still do a good job. I feel like it's possible.
It's possible.
Taylor Sheridan has taken over the Paramount Network. I mean, every show on there, he's got his fingers in.
That's true. And I mean, you know, Yellowstone I think to date is still the #1 most watched cable program of all time. I mean, they're pulling views.
It's beat The Big Bang Theory and
really,
and The Sopranos.
Seinfeld.
All the big hitters. #1 most watched.
Interesting.
Yeah, 40, like almost Super Bowl numbers, which is incredible.
That's large.
Yeah.
I guess that's why I'm like, well, why? You know, Kevin Costner. Why do you want to exit this program? You know, I know it's a lot of work. He's an executive producer. It probably takes up a lot of time.
Yeah. You know, you want to move on. I'm sure. He's Kevin Costner. He's fucking been there, done that.
He's a badass.
I mean, it's important to spend time with family, and hang out with the loved ones. You know, maybe that's what's going on.
Maybe.
Rumors
have it that his wife had something to say with that, but we'll see.
Interesting.
We will see.
I mean, look, there's nothing as fun as whistling
hanging out
through
with your wife. Am I right?
Yeah, I was gonna say whistling through a wheat field and like having some good times out there.
Whistling to the wheat field, Arthur. That refers to eating muff.
That's exactly what I was getting.
Or
if he's spending more time with his wiffy,
he can do cumminlingus. That's the proper term for eating muff, is it not?
Look. I know that in the mob and the Italians and stuff, they like, no, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. But
they frown upon it.
Is that part of The Sopranos?
It was actually. Wow. Uncle
some spoilers.
He said no spoilers. Now this is my third spoiler.
Not
now,
aging
JD.
well, is it?
Uncle June got hammered by all.
Uncle June.
He's a big character, Corrado Soprano in the program. He was like kind of the leader before Tony stepped in. But when the guys found out that he did cumminlingus,
isn't it cunninlingus?
I think
no, it's cunning. It's cunninlingus. It's not cumming linguist. It's cunning.
Well, you can see why my mind would go there.
Yes, I can understand.
Pretty sure it's just cunnilingus, but.
Okay, well,
Mama, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, Mom, I'm sorry too.
Yeah,
you have to listen to this shit.
I'm sorry.
You know, it is what it is.
I'm not sorry, Mrs. Batstone.
You heard it right there, Mom, from JD himself. You're going to see him live at the podcast event on March 11th, so we can have another conversation about that. But look, we're having real conversations.
She's a woman, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, she's your mama.
She's my mama.
She's your mama.
She's a big supporter of this program. So she'll have something to say about that, I'm sure. Son, I don't know about that. But anyway, Corrado, Junior Soprano on the program, he gets shamed by all the guys.
Yeah.
He's like, they're like, did you hear that he actually ate some pussy? And they're like giving him a hard time, like, what a fucking bitch. You know, like the Italian culture, for some reason, and I'm not going to, the Italians are going to get pissed at me, number one, because I say it wrong.
This is just based off of Kevin's viewing of Sopranos.
No,
okay?
this is the show.
Yeah, based off your viewing of the Sopranos.
Watch the damn episode. That's what happens.
So all I'm saying is, look, the mouth of a human being is one of the most versatile things. Like, we have so much complex language and all this other stuff. Why not use it to help somebody feel better?
Sexually.
Yes.
and that's why I really encourage the good old classic 69. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorites. JD's body language is not a fan.
Not a fan.
Let's talk about
this. Give while you're getting, you know.
Yeah, no.
You can, though.
Man on the bottom. Man needs to be on the bottom.
100%. Because when it went the other way, it's not
You're
good.
running for mayor? That's your slogan.
Mayor of Mufftown, I'd like to apply.
Yeah, man has to be on the bottom. It doesn't make sense the other way because Then you got my hairy asshole with hemorrhoids hanging out of it. I mean, who wants to see that?
Whoa. I'm eating.
Well, that ended that.
No. I'm gonna do a hard segue, and you know what's
back to Yellowstone?
We're not done here.
Did you watch the prequels?
I don't like them.
No,
I don't dislike them.
Thank you. I need some assistance.
1883 was torture porn.
I
Straight
didn't
up.
like it, bro. Here's the thing: is I love Sam Elliott. I love Sam Elliott. Like I mentioned earlier, The Ranch is one of my favorite shows in recent years. What's his name? Harrison Ford did.
What's his name?
Yeah,
1923. Just watched it.
So.
The ending. I mean, oh man,
Not
he's
good.
dragging it out.
Wait, so now you're saying that the ending wasn't that good?
It was disappointing because nothing really happened.
So what about all the build-up?
I mean, yes, there was part of the journey, but the journey was also kind of disappointing.
Okay.
Because he's dragging it out so much, and there is literal torture porn in that series. Taylor Sheridan, come on.
I didn't see any of that.
Come on, man. Stop with the torture porn, please.
I'm going to agree with you on that one, man. You watched more of it than I did because I just couldn't get into it, and because I'm a huge Yellowstone fan, and so I was excited to see some of these storylines. But then when I put it on, I'm just like, man, this just isn't doing it. It's just not doing it.
It's not the same.
It didn't pull me in. It didn't pull me in. Yeah. I will say though, there was a movie that came out, The Many Saints in Newark, which was also on HBO Max, prequel to The Sopranos. Right, this came out many years later. Yeah. James Gandolfini's son
is in it.
He plays a young Tony, which I thought was a really cool move by David Chase.
I mean, that is cool.
One of the greatest directors of shows of all time, I think. The Many Saints in Newark was decent. It covered enough to make sense to me as a Soprano fan.
I think it's good to. Well, I felt like they were trying to recapture old flames, kind of a thing. Lightning doesn't strike twice. I think it's got to be its own thing, which is at least that's something they're kind of doing with with like the prequels to Yellowstone, is they're, not just trying to recreate Yellowstone in a way, which is it's commendable, I think.
And I think a lot of Yellowstone fans would agree with that. I really do. I mean, I think a lot of people watch the programs and they got into it, but the majority of Yellowstone fans, they want Yellowstone.
Yeah. But I do love this hat. It's become, it's overshadowed the man at this point, for real.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally shadowing the man right now. Oh,
is it bad for the lighting?
No, it looks great.
The lovely soft lighting you have in the studio. You guys have really upped it in the studio. It's great.
Thank you.
Love to see a progression of a nice studio.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we're going to be moving here in a couple weeks. But, new place, but same awesome discussions.
Right on.
That's all it is, right?
I mean, we keep it moving. We keep it rolling. And what also has been rolling is just a lot of momentum, and I'm just going to do another plug here for Mile High Life because it's cool. You're the first Mile High Lifer, other than John, to come on Discussion Combustion, and we want to use this platform, of course, to plug that a little bit, right? Absolutely. So when you first got the call to join the network, how were you feeling when that happened?
I was like, it's about time. Something about time. It's coming out of my pocket for a long time, paying for stuff, but that's how it goes. If you love something, it's not that bad of a thing. And there is some cost that goes into it. I mean, you guys did that for sure. But I mean, it's nice to be recognized as having something of quality. And I guess I was curious about what. Did I answer the question though? I'm getting all.
Well, so the thing is.
It felt good.
When you're a fixture, because we pictured, when we got into the game in the Denver scene, we were these rookies coming up, and John was obviously a big name, and he'd let us know about you and everything that you had done and accomplished prior. What originally inspired you to even start? Like what? Because not everyone's going to be like, all right, my voice deserves to be on a mic, my voice deserves to be heard. At what point were you like, I just have to start recording my shit?
I mean, I listened to a lot of Kevin Smith stuff. I listened to Nerdist, and a lot of Kevin Smith stuff is like, hey, go out and do it yourself. You could do it. It's easy, or at least there's enough easily available, things to start recording your own podcast. And there's his whole mentality is like, there's enough room at the top, which is nice, to hear as a kid, and that was very motivating. So I took all my student loans one year, and I bought a bunch of recording equipment that I still use today. And,
Fuck yeah.
And it was like that or improv lessons I was going to take. And I remember talking to my friend, Sam P., and she was like, I think you like the podcasting stuff a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I went in that direction.
That's a cool story. I like that. Because you're like, sacrifices had to be made. Do I want to do, some lessons here, or do I want to invest in equipment? Well, I want to invest in equipment. Right?
Yeah.
It's like a musician, right? I'm going to pay for the $1,000 Martin guitar and the Marshall amp. What do they say? Musicians usually drive around with $5,000 worth of equipment in a $500 car. Chasing that dream.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting how what do you spend money on when you're following your dreams, your passions? I mean, you forgo a lot of comforts, creature comforts. A lot of people would say that that's a trap. Plenty of stoicism stuff written on about that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is like we only live once, right?
Sure.
And as fast as time goes by, because it's cruising, and it doesn't slow down for anyone. When even if you're struggling with
you're
money,
freaking me out, guy. Okay.
Hey, it's okay.
Enjoy the cake while it's here.
We're allowed to be scared because it's a crazy world out there, and that's why you should be armed.
That's why I carry a gun.
But
that's another story.
But the whole point of this is, like, even if you're struggling, you might be behind on money, but you're pursuing your dreams, and it's a passion for you, and it's fun for you. That is where life truly happens, because you can live life and check all the boxes that society wants us to check. But when you are actually pursuing things and chasing things, even if it's a struggle bus, like, you're still having fun on that road, even if it's a bumpy road. And that's why it's important. And even if you're in your 50s or whatever, you can still do things a little different, challenge yourself, and pursue something that is a passion for you. And you've been doing that, and like, you do comedy, you have several podcasts, and you're pursuing it. And you're also working out, making it happen, have an awesome bitchin' pad, cool girl, cool dogs and stuff. Like,
yeah, I've been very blessed with that. I think finding a partner that's supportive and gets my lifestyle has been a blessing. I mean, it's I can't imagine doing it without her. And she's been so supportive, and that's been.
It's necessary.
I mean, yeah, if you want to have a partner, to share things with it, it's necessary that they are supportive of it. But yeah, it's been invaluable, in my life.
That was going to be one of the questions I was going to ask is, when you started Left Hand Right Brain, number one, two questions. Were you with
Wanted to get laid.
Were you with your now wife?
No, I met her through the podcast.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Solid lad.
Let's talk about that a little bit. I'm sure you've talked about that on air before, but
sure. Yeah. I was doing a podcast, kind of an offshoot of Left Hand Right Brain, with a friend of mine who was a mutual friend that we had from college. His name's Scott Markland. I don't know. He went to Europe somewhere. I think he's running from the law, if not himself.
Oh, wow.
Come back, Scott. Anyway, so we'd gone to the Betsy stage because we did this podcast called Appetites, and it was like people following their passions, and he knew the people who ran that theater, and it was the Betsy stage at the time, and it was one of the only theaters in Colorado that had like a fund. I mean, it got financed somehow through some kind of artist fund. And so they were able to pay their actors and, do things the right way. And my wife was an actress in one of the shows, and we interviewed her, talked about her you could hear our first conversation on that podcast.
Really?
Yeah,
that was the first time y'all ever talked?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit before of like, hey, we'll get you on the podcast, things like that. But first time we really connected was on that podcast.
Interesting.
So you can hear our first words, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's one of the cool things about like the podcast giving back in a way, or like has really fulfilled, giving me something in life, as well. So that's one of the cool things about when you stick with something for so long and do something creative. I guess in a way, it's nice that it can't, you can look back and I don't know, see these things, and I'm very grateful.
It's cataloged.
Yeah, that's one thing that's really cool about it too, is you can go back and hear where I was in 2013. Confused young kid, wasn't even in therapy yet. That was a big thing for me in life as well. I mean, the whole Left Hand Right Brain is really a journal, a living journal of like, hey, hear me grow as a person, which is crazy to think about. I mean, you could really track my progress, things I was into at the time. It's pretty cool. It's cool. It is cool.
It is, because I think you just hit the nail on the head. I mean, everything's been documented throughout the years.
Yeah.
Your experiences, your interests, whatever's happening, right? To me, every week when we do this, and we've said this a few times, Art, on this program, like this is a therapy session for me at least. When I can come in here and just hang out, talk, get a load off, put the phone down, just
eat some ice cream cake.
That's a first. I'll be honest.
Whew.
198 episodes, first time we've had ice cream cake on the air.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
JD
This
Lopez.
has been a gift.
Well, and you're a class act, man. I mean, no, you are. I mean, you show us support, and it comes back at you. We're going to keep
100%.
supporting everything that you do. You brought in a cake. You were listening to the episode that dropped on Monday for your celebration. Like, that's a class act right there. I mean, you come in looking super fresh and fly.
Oh, thanks.
Embodying Walker. It's a class act right there.
Yeah.
Like you're killing it, man. So I'm sure we asked you this on the first time that we had you on the program, but we have to ask you again. Things have changed. So if you could offer up one piece of advice for humanity so everyone can be better tomorrow, what's that piece of advice going to be?
I mean, gosh, I guess enjoy your cake before it melts.
That's pretty good advice, actually. Because
It's melted.
That could bleed over into a lot of things in life.
It can melt into a lot of table.
It can melt into a lot of table. You might get blue
You
knuckles.
got a white shot of this? It's melting.
Yeah, I mean the chocolate is it looks delicious. Like
you had like 2 bites. It's shameful.
The sugar, it gets me excited.
That's what we need for this podcast. I mean, can you how jazzed I am now versus when I came in?
I mean, I was coming down, JD, on the sex talk. You get more sugar than me, it's going to get out of control.
I did want to get back to that. And then I just want to make sure I said everything I need to say about meeting my wife on the podcast. She may listen, and I just want to say I love you, and it's great. It's been great, going strong. And that was cool. I mean, I met her on doing that podcast, and then we started hanging out. The rest is history, I guess. So
That's a good story, man. And how many years now married?
we've been married going on 3.
3 years.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
things are good.
How long have you been dating or together?
Going on 8.
Okay.
Going on 8.
Okay.
Around
So you guys were
2015.
like 5 years dating, and then you decided to say, hey, this is the one.
Yeah, in 2020, with the pandemic going on, things like that, I had already proposed, and we were going to wait a year and get everything together. But just with COVID and everything being up in the air, I kind of pushed her a little bit. I was like, hey, we should do this like now. And we self-solemnized because you can do that here. Went to Estes Park, just kind of went up on a mountain, and
That's
said
classic.
some things to each other. I mean, it was very Rip and Beth in a way, but
It's pretty epic, I think.
yeah, but we did it first. Let's just say that.
Okay.
You did it before Rip and Beth.
Yeah.
They got the idea from you.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
And and it's been great.
Love it, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you get to create too with your wife, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's a really cool aspect. And then you mentioned earlier that having someone that supports you in everything you do, that's I don't know if I would go regular to say it's a hard thing to find, but it kind of is.
It's
especially
hard to find,
when
yes.
you're in the
It's
business,
hard to find.
as we all mentioned before we went on the air, like of narcissism and things like that. What we do with podcasting and having fun, and
Okay, now we'll go up top with the hand.
look.
It's all right.
these guys are holding hands. That's a moment.
I love you.
I love you too.
Good.
That's a moment.
Kevin.
But no, maybe later. But
He's gonna put on his rip glasses
It's
and
okay.
hug you and be like, "Fuck you for making me do this."
I might-
He's
He
gonna break
knows
your
that
hand.
I want to pursue him when he denies me.
that's the case. That's the case. But to wrap all that up, I'm stoked, man, that you have somebody that supports you and you're able to create with.
Yeah, very lucky.
For anyone listening that hasn't listened to Happy Friday or hasn't visited the Mile High Life Network, I think, let's get drunk and talk about your wedding. Left Hand, Right Brain, fantastic programs. Are you still doing the Los Chupacabras?
No, Los Chupacabras fell apart. It's hard to get comics to do anything for an extended amount of time, and they both had lives. Andreas was doing stuff with the union when King Supers was going through their thing, and he got really involved in that. He met Bernie Sanders. He did a Zoom with him, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
And then he was like, "I'm too big for this podcast." Anyway.
Wow.
And then
Seriously?
Patrick's gonna have another kid or something. Whatever. They're dead to me.
That's what's tough about it, man. It's like, bands and anything that takes like consistent commitment.
Yeah, yeah.
Like people are like, I got my own shit going on, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's hard.
And so I think that speaks volume to what you've done, staying consistent to the program, doing it every week. It's we just don't see it. We don't see the commitment anymore too much on creators. There's always something that comes up. You see bands break up. You see podcasts fall off. I mean, it's a saturated market, but the guys that show up every week, like what we're doing, that is what's the cream rises to the top. As
There's
they
a
say.
sacrifice that is made. You got to make in comedy. They always talk about like, oh, you have to sacrifice to the comedy gods. I mean, there's any kind of creative god, you have to show up and do your thing, and that requires some sacrifice. You both said that you lost some relationships to the pod before. That's going to happen. You're going to be all right. You'll get to 300, guys. You'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You'll get to almost 10 years of podcasting. I mean, I did 10 years at this point, but yeah.
That's wild, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and it's an honor, honestly. And and look, we're mic'd up right now, but I don't play characters on this show. I'm authentic through and through. So it is an honor to share this table with you, to share this celebration cake with you, and also share our experience on Mile High Life together. Yeah. Because we're building this network together. We're podcasters on here, but then also to be sharing the stage with you on the live event on March 11th. I'm honored, man, and to be doing it over 10 years. I mean, I look up to the commitment, and you say it's hard to get comedians to commit to things, but you are a shining star within that statement because you have committed, you get it done, you make things happen, you're considerate. So I have so much love and respect for everything that you do, and I wish you continued success in your health journey, in your relationships, in your entertainment journey, creation, man. So I feel like this is the year. 2023 is going to be a breakout year for everything you've been working toward, for everything Kevin and I have been working toward, and I'm honored to have been able to share the second conversation on Discussion Combustion, and we're going to continue to have conversations off mic, and you're going to be one of our really good friends, man.
Thanks for having me on.
It's going to keep happening.
Feeling is mutual. Appreciate it. Might be all the sugar, but I'm also feeling it too this year. I think it's going to be good.
The sugar's hitting, see?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm going to eat more sugar once we get off mic so I can really full send. But, man, I just want to say thanks for coming down. I know you're a busy man. You got up at 3:30 this morning. It means a lot for you to come spend some time with us. Really appreciate the gift. I mean, it speaks volume to your character. And, again, I would encourage our listeners, and we're going to include everything in the show notes down below, get in touch with JD. He's one of Denver's best. You're not going to want to miss it.
I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it.
Everybody out there, be good to yourselves.
You deserve it.
Eat an ice cream cake.